Alright, so let's discuss the fourth problem of the contest, that is maximum total cost of alternating subarrays. So given the problem, we want to make or split the array into subarrays, contiguous subarrays, and we want to maximize the cost. Let's say if we make a split at this index, the sum would be 1 minus of minus 2, that will be 3, and beyond this index if I make a split, it would be plus 3 and minus 4, so this will be minus 1. So 3 minus 1 will eventually give us 2. One other way to split the array is till this index, that is index 2, and beyond 2. So this will give us a total sum of 10. Why 10? Because this is the starting index. So eventually we'll have to make a note of this point, that okay, if we are at a current index, we can decide to make a split or not to make a split. If we try and make a split, we have to start from the next index with a positive sign, because we have to calculate the sum as we want to return the maximum cost of the array. Will try and maintain the eventual sum, right, up till a particular subarray. So for each index we want to know whether we have to take it as a positive or as a negative. So we'll eventually have two state variables in our recursive relation. One will be the index and other will be the sign of the current index. So now let's try and code this up. I'll pass index as 0. Initially I want to take the number with the positive sign. I'll pass nums. Sign vector int nums. Now the base case would be, let's say if our index exceeds nums dot size, we'd return 0. Otherwise we'll check what is the current value. Let's say if sign is positive, we'll take nums of index only, otherwise we'll take minus of nums of index, right? Now we have two possibilities. We'll formulate answer in two ways. We'll say answer 1 is going to be, let's say if I want to continue making my subarray, so I'd say okay, let's add this value and I'll call for helper. But since I'm starting now, I'll be like, okay, if I have taken a current number with a positive sign, I would want the next number to be taken with a negative sign. Eventually it will be alternating plus minus. So I'd pass index plus 1 and I'd say not of sign and nums. Another possibility can be like, okay, we want to end our subarray at this point. So now if we end our subarray at this point, we'll eventually take the number that is with whatever sign we have already calculated. We'll call for the next subarray, but the next subarray that we will call will eventually start with a positive sign, right? Because the first number of the array will start with positive sign and eventually it will lead to alternating plus minus. We return maximum of answers. Now let's memorize our solution with the dp array. v2, this should be false. Let's make it boolean. Make it boolean. Oh sorry, let's make it 2, right? Let's make it int. We want to store the integer values, sorry. So we'll set this as false, right? Alright, so if dp of index bool, it's not bool, it should be sign is not equal to -1, we simply return dp of index and boolean and sign, right? We'll also store this over here, store this over here, and let's make this as long long because it's already mentioned in the question, and this should be passed over here. Let's just pass it everywhere. dp, this should be passed by reference. Paste a dp over here. Let's run this code. Index should be greater than equal to nums dot size. What have we done wrong? What have we done wrong? Okay, this should be -1 actually. Let's try and run this. So this is it, and this will eventually submit.